Are you making lots of errors, feeling rushed, getting the ball smashed on you? Often players feel that their opponents are far better players, but it could be down to poor court positioning. Improper movement is something that I see stopping people reach their full potential. So today we're going to be teaching you not only where you should go on the court, but why you should move there. So my name is Mark Price. I'm a pro pickleball player and a pro athlete. I've been coaching for 25 years, and it's a pleasure to bring you a new coaching series with PickleballCentral. So we're going to be learning court positioning today. It's a vital part of the game and an often overlooked part of the game. I see players will focus on their ground strokes, focus on their different techniques, but they're not focusing on court positioning. There's a lot of myths that surround where you should be moving, so you want to debunk those myths and show you how to play this game. Let's get started. Okay, the biggest mistake I see in positioning for beginner players on their serve is they serve and step into the court, or they wander into the court. So they'll serve the ball and they'll step in or wander in, and they're in this position slightly inside the baseline, which means a good player can attack your feet and you'll be backing off on your third shot like this. So make sure if you step in on your serve, you back off again after the serve. So you serve the ball and then you back off again so you're ready to receive that deep return. So positioning for return of serve. I would firstly favour your strong side. So if you've got a strong backhand, then maybe further over to favour your backhand. If you feel that your forehand is stronger, then position yourself towards your forehand. I've put some spots on the floor. It's to illustrate 3 key positions. First of all, I wouldn't stand on the baseline. If someone has a strong serve that's very deep, you'll be backing off as you hit your return. So make sure you're further back against strong players. This is a good position. Back here, if they have a very deep serve with lots of topspin, I'd even go as far as 6 feet back. So make sure you adjust your positioning according to your opponents. But start further back, and you can always move further forward if you need to. I've put a couple of dots here. If you have a player who their serve is very weak and shallow and always landing mid-court, then obviously you don't want to be 6 feet back because you'll be rushing to the middle to get their short serve. So if I have a server who keeps putting the ball in the middle of the court, then I'll be standing about here, ready to move forward and get that ball. Okay, let's talk about your movement on the court. So return a serve. When you return the ball, you're going to run all the way to the kitchen line in one move. So let me give you a demonstration. So what I'm trying to do is if I can float the ball 2 or 3 feet over the net, it gives me lots of time to gain the line as the ball is bouncing on the opponent's side. So driving the ball low and hard gives you less time to gain the kitchen line. So I would make sure when you return a serve, you float the ball deep and you can get all the way to that line in one move. Okay, movements off the ball. So when we're the serving team, if the return is hit back to my partner, so they're about to hit their third shot, I'm going to move in early. I'm doing something called what I call a Y move, the Y-shaped move. If you see this letter Y on the court, so I'm going to move to the middle first, look over my shoulder, and watch my partner hit their third shot drop or drive. I'm going to watch them hit their shot. If I rush the kitchen line all the way in as fast as I can, now I'm blocking their third shot drop, a third shot cross-court drop. Also, I'm distracting them as I run to that line. So I'm going to move in. The return gets played to my partner. I move in, I pause, I watch them hit their shot, and then I go to one of these 2 spots. If they go cross-court, I'm going to come to here. If they go down the line, I'm going to move to here. So now my partner comes in and we're making the court smaller for the opposition. So take this advice, look at the court, think about this Y-shaped movement and put it into your game. Before you go, let me leave you 3 things to do with positioning and movements. The first is purposeful, the second is strategic, and the third is measured. So it needs to be purposeful, that you need to gain your position on the court, not being pushed around. Measured, meaning you're balanced at all times. And strategic is that you are putting in the right strategy at the right time. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you dink that like button, smash the subscribe, and follow Mark Price Pickleball and Pickleball Central. Remember, placement beats power.